Good morning or afternoon, I should say. It feels like afternoon. Dr. Tanya English here, and I hope that you're seeing me live. Let's see. There we go. Yes. So it takes a minute. There's a little bit of lag from what I'm saying and what's showing up. So that's why I'm sitting there smiling at you for a while. How are you enjoying September so far? We're only 2 days in, and already it feels like we have a lot to do. How are you doing? We're doing some healing this morning, and I'm talking about intuitive power. And the reason why I'm talking about intuitive power is because towards the end of the month, on the 28th and 29th, we're going to be doing an energy scan training session. And you can find the information below. And it's in the emails that I've been sending out, and I'll put it in the comments here. It's also in the Healing with the Blues group on Facebook and all the other places that I'm posting, LinkedIn and my own Facebook page, Tanya R. English, and also Quantum Healing International, Healing with the Blues. Speaking of healing with the blues, let's heal with some blues right now. Healing with the blues. That's right, I'm healing with the blues. I've got nothing left to lose. That's why I'm healing with the blues. Such a pain inside. The love that's there for me, I have denied. I've never had the blues this long, this deep, this wide. That's why I'm healing with the blues. Yeah, such a pain inside. The love that's there for me, I have denied. There is love in there for you. There's love in there for everyone. And one of the things that happens when we have unmet need as children is we keep kind of chasing that unmet need. We keep looking for a way to fill that void. Maybe we didn't have the support we needed. I've been hearing a lot lately from people about how, as a child, they didn't have the parenting that they needed. They were let go too long. They were by themselves. They weren't supported in what they wanted to do or who they really were. And it leaves this void of trying and striving to fix that. And so we enroll people in relationships with us to help fix that. So if you have a negative relationship with your parent, whether it's your mother or your father, the spouse that you marry, you put in that place because you're trying to fix that relationship. So you get the same kind of person, the same kind of relationship with the spouse as you had with the parent, trying to fix that. So what I would say, if you've been in that situation, feel free to um, put something in the chat here. I'm happy to look at it, and I want you to engage as well, because it can be anonymous if you want. It can also just be, something very kind of vague. It's okay. But the thing that happens is we have this void that we're trying to fill, trying to fill, trying to fill. And so we are asking people to engage with us in a way that isn't really what's going to help. It's just trying to move that same boulder. So we roll the boulder up the hill and it rolls back down. And we roll the boulder up the hill and it rolls back down. And we keep thinking that we're going to get the boulder to the top of the hill and it'll stay there, but it never does, because we haven't changed who we are as people. And that's a major consideration when you're doing this, when you're interested in doing this kind of healing work. You have to be able to allow yourself to change and to fill that void with what it needs to be filled with. And that's the love that's in here. It's in here already. You're born with it. It's innate. You actually have that there. But like I said to somebody the other day, they said, if I keep saying, tapping here and saying, I'm safe because they didn't feel safe as a child. I'm safe. Will I eventually start to believe that I'm safe? I said, yeah, you will. But things are going to change to have that happen. And to try to describe a color to somebody that's been blind since birth, it's kind of difficult. So you just have to kind of go on faith. And that's where your intuition can come in. Because your intuition, in my personal opinion about intuition is that it's source speaking to us. So I would have a thought that I had never had before. That's pretty unusual because most people think the same thoughts they thought yesterday. But I could have a thought that's completely new to me and it just drops in. And what we're doing when we're doing the I'm safe, or I'm loved, the universe supports me, and we're saying these things to ourselves and tapping, is we're opening ourselves up for that to drop in, for that intuitive hit, we call it an intuitive hit. That's when you meet somebody and you go, I want to spend another 10 minutes with this person, or I don't ever want to spend another 10 minutes with this person. You can have those feelings, right? You've all met someone and you've met them and you felt completely at home with them right away. That happens to everybody. If that's never happened to you, get ready. Okay, because as you're doing this, every time I tap, you tap. As you're doing this and you're saying things like, I'm safe, I'm loved, the universe supports me, I set good boundaries, I shine my light. As you're doing that, you might have negative feelings come up and they say, no, you don't. These are the saboteurs that are working against you all the time because they don't want anything to change. These are the voices in your head that say, no, you don't. No, it isn't. The universe doesn't care about you. Those are all the lies. The negative is the lies. The positive is the truth. The truth is that you are loved and that you are safe and that you can enjoy your life. Now, that's not true for everybody in the world. I know that. And people are going to argue about what about people in Ukraine and people in Gaza? Yeah, they're going through a very specific experience right now. And the best thing that we can do for them is give them some hope and cover them in love and send them love. Because when you're thinking about them, you're sending them love. When you're allowing yourself to love those people and what the situation is not where we want it to be. We want to have a love situation there. And that's not what it's been. It's been adversarial. But it's a really good picture of what's happening in here, too. We have this adversary within us. This is where the holy war is. It's within us. Do we love ourselves enough to be accepting of ourselves and compassionate with ourselves? When you have self-compassion, it overflows to everyone around you. You've heard me say that many times. Having compassion for yourself isn't selfish, it's self-full. Give yourself some love and some grace and some compassion. Holding your feet to the fire all the time is not helpful because that spills over to everyone too. So let's talk about intuitive power. Intuitive power is letting your intuition guide you and being in concert with it and listening to it and getting all of those saboteurs quiet enough so that you can hear your intuition. I often talk about when I was lying in the hospital bed, dealing with the stillbirth of my son, Edward Oliver, English, and I had a thought come to me. Now, this is not something most people would think in my experience. Most people aren't lying in the hospital bed thinking, what am I supposed to learn from this? Do I really believe that things happen to the highest good? Or is that just something nice that I say? And that's what I thought. So that's not a thought that I would normally have, questioning my beliefs, but I did that day. And when those kinds of things come in, I just had a friend here the other night and he said, I know it was God speaking to me because I would never have that thought. That's the way he described it. I would never have that thought. So it must have been God speaking to me. That's kind of how I think of intuition. Is God speaking to me? And does God speak to us all the time? Yeah, all the time. We're getting all of this information all the time, but we get distracted by what's going on in the world, what's going on in our household, what our cravings, what our passions are. All of those things are distracting us from hearing that still small voice that says, do you really believe? So when you're opening yourself to what your intuition has for you, You're opening up also your psychic ability. You know, this thing up here, this brain, is not just a transmitter for inside your body, it's a transmitter and receiver to source as well. So when you're using it as a transmitter and receiver, you can receive information. That's the whole thing about the matrix, right? You can just plug it in. It's all there for us. We can do that. We have the power to do that. We just don't use our power. We don't use our power for our highest good. And our highest good is good for everyone. Isn't my highest good good for everyone? It's not that they have to take on my highest good. It's subconsciously or unconsciously giving them permission to be at their highest good too. Just like when you're around somebody who's inspiring, it makes you feel inspired, right? Inspiration is something that moves on and goes through people and comes to a stop where someone says, I'm not just inspired, I'm going to take action. I'm going to take inspired action. So this is where your intuition can really do well for you, is taking inspired action. So I want you to allow yourself to get real quiet right now. And I'm going to have you take a few deep breaths. So just nice deep breaths. And we'll count to 4. We'll hold it for 4. Then we'll exhale for 4. And we'll hold it out for 4. Okay. So ready? Exhale all your breath out and breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. Exhale. Hold it out. Inhale. Breathe normally. Okay, so my counting's off, but that's okay. I just want you to be here now. Just be in the present time. Feel the weight of your body in your chair or wherever you are. Feel your feet on the floor if they're on the floor. Just let yourself be in that space for a minute. You can keep your eyes closed. And I just want you to imagine receiving information, opening this fountain that you have at your crown chakra. This is the top of your head. This is where information comes in and where you can send information out. So, what do you want to bring in? This would be your ask. I would like to know more on helping to reach more people. And open up your mind. Whatever your question is, open up your mind to the possibilities that might come in. And continue to do the breathing, the 4-count breathing, as it feels normal and natural to you. If you can only go to 3, that's fine. And focusing your attention on the question that you have is going to make it easier for that information to drop in. This is a meditation you can do. Allow yourself to have that experience. I say that a lot. Allow yourself to just have the experience of being quiet and still, asking your question and letting answers drop in. It might be crazy stuff. It might be stuff out of left field, but the whole point is for you to just allow it to come in. You can weed through them later. You don't need to do every single thing that you get. Obviously, if one of them is riding zebras, maybe not do that, right? So you might get all kinds of different things come in. I'm going to tell you that the negative ones that are saying you can't do that, it's not possible, those are the ones that you don't want to pay attention to. The universe doesn't understand that negative. So asking for what you want and allowing it to come in any way, shape, or form as it's coming into your mind, it's really okay. I'm hoping that as you're doing this, you're starting to feel more calm, more relaxed, because that's the best way for things to come in. You know, I've talked about it a lot. You can't be in fight or flight and rest, digest, and heal at the same time. So we want you to be in rest, digest, and heal. And that's where the breathing comes in, so that you can access this innate wisdom and allow more to come in. So good for you. And as you exercise your intuition, as you start to take that walk with it and see what it has for you, consider doing the energy scan training. That's what we're doing in that training. We're training you how to trust your intuition. So when I'm doing an intuitive energy scan, if you want to experience that, you can. When I'm doing those scans, what I'm doing is I'm trusting my intuition to give me the information that I need for you to be able to have an experience of knowing yourself as an intuitive being, as a holistic, multidimensional, infinite being, because you are that. And allowing yourself to have that experience gives you so much more to work with and to let your imagination go and to take the guardrails off so that you can actually experience more of what is there for you instead of distractions, instead of being in the box of this is what I'm supposed to think, letting yourself be a free thinker and letting God come in, source energy come in, whatever you want to call it, universal energy to come in. Allowing that to happen. And what happens when you do that is amazing things happen. You can end up starting your own blues band. You could end up traveling to places you've never been to. You can end up meeting the significant other in your life. You can have all kinds of wonderful things happen. Now, I'm excited to share this with you. Energy scan, I've just put the link in the comments. You can have an energy scan. That's a paid session. You can also go to this link for just to get a chat with me so we can talk about what you might want to do and also to schedule collaboration if there's something you'd like to collaborate with me on or see what really all the things that I do. You can go there. And also the energy scan training, I'm going to put that in here too. So let me just find that link. Yeah, this should be the correct link. It might have different dates on it, but I'm just going to tell you it's September 28th and 29th. And if that happens to have a different date, just message me and we'll get you scheduled for the right date. I'm really excited for you to do more with your intuition because intuition doesn't steer you wrong. Nobody ever says, I had an intuitive thought about this and it was completely wrong. It's always right. It's always right. And you can follow it and deal with the consequences, or you cannot follow it and deal with those consequences. You know, it's not like you're going to die or something. It's not that dramatic. So don't get all dramatic on me. But it might be something like, oh, I could have turned right when I turned left and I would have gotten there sooner. Just be gentle with yourself about this, okay? Using your intuition is not hard. You're getting intuitive hits all the time from people that you meet, from situations that you're in, from things that pan out the way you thought they might. And that's okay. It's okay for you to learn that way. But you might want to use this affirmation. I am so thankful that I learn through joyful means. We don't all have to have a breakdown before we have a breakthrough. You can have learning happen and breakthroughs happen through joy as well. And that's what I wish for you, that all of your breakthroughs happen through joy, that all of your intuitive hits are joyful, and that you are able to experience life that way. So remember, do your breathing, let your mind open up, ask your question and see what shows up. And I would suggest you have something to write down, something to write in when you do that. I have these journals that I give to people. when they're working with me, and just let yourself write a book about it. I'll have actually a book coming up real soon. It's called 20 Shades of Grief. And then I'll have another one coming out. It's a compilation book. I'll have another one coming out next year that's called Resilient AF. So I hope I'll be giving you more information about that later. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you and being able to help in any way that I can assist you in knowing yourself more and therefore knowing the wonderful being that you are and understanding yourself and how we operate in the world. It's a good thing. Much love, many blessings. Let's close with a prayer. Take a nice deep breath in. Imagine that you're breathing up into love, light, source energy, up into the center of the universe, wherever that is. And as you exhale, let that energy come back down through all layers, all levels, down through all the chakras, through the center of your body, down through your feet, into the core of the earth. As I say these words in the I am. God is all there is. Love is all there is. Light, life, and source energy is all there is. And I recognize right here and right now that I am one with God, love, light, life, and source energy. I'm never, ever separated from this energy. If I feel separated, I know it's a false feeling. And all I have to do is breathe in, inspiration, inviting spirit in, and exhale gratitude. Thank you. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this time and this ability to reach out to people in a significant way. Thank you so much for all of my guides, my guardian angels, my spirit helpers, those who've passed on before, who are showing me the way. Thank you for those here in the physical plane, because I have support and love and nurturing here. And that I am truly grateful for that. I'm grateful for all the people that hear this message, each and every one, and that they share it with others. I am so grateful. And I'm grateful for all those who have come before me, who have taught me more and more and allowed me to share with others this beautiful experience of intuition and exercising it and being able to give people a beautiful holistic look at themselves, the kaleidoscope that they are of being. It's just beautiful. And I'm so grateful for that. I authorize my subconscious to let it be so, to dissolve any constrictions or contractions keeping me from my highest good. I say that it's so, and I let it go, knowing that it's already done. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. And so it is. I'm so grateful to have been with you. Please do share this, like and subscribe, of course, as everybody says. And I hope to talk with you soon. Much love. Thank you.